Hello friends, today we are going to see how to create AWS Lambda function and API gateway. So that means we will be creating one Lambda function that can be triggered from REST API. So technically there is no server going to be used for this one. So those infrastructure we will leverage from AWS provided one. Select AWS Serverless application from the template. So this will provide the basic Lambda function interfaces and the configuration in the form of JSON. So if you guys don't seen my previous video how to create basic Lambda function, I would suggest to go through those things because it covers very basic stuffs how to create this one, so that you guys can cross verify how this is different from that one. So now I am creating selecting blueprint empty serverless application. So this is like a normal Lambda empty function, but it will have another one JSON configuration, which consists of the API gateway interfaces. So this is the serverless template file, which has the Lambda handler and the API gateway endpoints. So root URL and the method is get. So that means it will generate one URL. So from that base URL we can able to hit the get HTTP verb, HTTP method. So that's the ultimate entry point for this Lambda to be consumed. So this is as usual one, there is no special here. So when it comes to the Lambda handler, we can able to see the difference from the previous video to this one. So this is API gateway proxy request as input parameter and API gateway proxy response as output signature. So that means it is going to be consumed from API gateway proxy, and we can leverage that event through these properties, the arguments. To have a quick demo, I am going to pass two numbers to this Lambda through the gateway, that means the HTTP REST endpoint called number1 and number2. To get those query strings, I can use this HTTP proxy request object. So this is like a request object. From the request object, I can use query string parameters. From that string parameters, I am looking for number1 and number2. I am just going to pass these values into the variable number1 and number2 respectively. So once this number1 and number2 variable is ready, I am going to add each variable values and return it. So that means I am using body response with some string in the form of string response using some string interpolation. So now we are done with the development. So to test this Lambda before deploying, we can use Visual Studio provided a test tool that's actually comes from AWS SDK. So this is like we can test in the local itself before deploying to the real infrastructure. Once we hit F5, we will be getting this kind of web-based user interface. So from this interface, we need to select example request as API gateway proxy. So from here, I am just changing the query string parameter with number 1 and number 2 with some values. So once I form this body, we can execute this function. We will be getting the output the way we want. But if you notice the response here, it is not appropriate. It is actually concatenated those strings. So that means we need to change the way of passing these two parameters into double or integer, the way however we want to achieve. Once we done the modification, just hit F5 again, that means debug again. Now we can give the same number 1 and number 2 and execute function. So we can able to see that it is able to respond the way we wanted. Now the function is ready. We can be able to deploy this function to AWS. I am selecting the stack name. Since this is a new stack, I need to provide the valid stack name here, and the S3 bucket, the one we wanted. Just hit publish, then it will build our project and compress those binary outputs, and it will upload to S3 again. Then it will be used to form the stack. It will take some time at the beginning. The next time onwards, whenever we try to update these things, it will happen in a fraction of a second. This console will give very detailed log of the progress. So that means internally whatever happening on behalf of this particular stack. Once the update is completed, we will be getting one endpoint URL. So using that URL, we can hit this particular endpoint from the website, from the browser or Postman. I'm just playing around with this REST endpoint with the different values for number 1 and number 2 to ensure this function behaving properly. Now I am navigating to AWS console in order to understand how these things happen in the background, because we mentioned one stack name. So this stack we can see in the cloud formation. So my Lambda API is the stack name. This stack associated with few resources like API and the Lambda and role. So those things are related to this particular stack. If I try to delete this stack, all things will go away. Now I came to the API which is associated to this particular stack. There are many ways to come to this particular API. we mentioned root as slash and get as a method. So it's the same we can able to see here, root and get method. So in the get method, this is like method request, and we can have query string there also, and this denotes how this method going to consume particular lambda. This is like the association. When this method request arise, which is going to handle this one. So that's where we mentioned. Through this interface, we can be able to test this one as like the Visual Studio thing. Now, this server throws some error because we are not able to pass query strings from there. So I'm going to update this to handle those kind of errors. I made few changes that will check for the key from the query string parameters. If it is there, then it will consider that value, otherwise it will take 0 as the input by default. So that means whether we call with the proper query string or not, it won't throw any error. If we go with some proper input query string, then we can get the expected things. Otherwise it will. So every time when we do some changes, we need to redeploy this stack. Now I am trying to hit this one. Without any parameters, I could be able to get 0. With some parameter, I could be able to get the value whatever we wanted. So this is the other interface we can able to test. Now I added some query string in the input request. Using this also we can test in the production environment or development environment. So I am trying with various combination, so all looks fine. I hope this video helps you. Please like and subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. I would be happy to receive your feedback or suggestion in the comment section. Happy coding. Until next video, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.